Executive producer Chuck Lorre's new series is called Be Positive. It follows a recently divorced father named Drew who needs a kidney transplant. When he runs into his old high school friend Gina at a wedding, she drunkenly offers to be his donor. Since his family and friends can't help, Drew accepts her offer, but he needs to keep Gina and his future kidney safe and sober.
Do you mind if we switch seats? I want to keep an eye on my motorcycle.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Not to be a worrywart, but you really think riding around on motorcycles is a good idea?
Oh, don't worry. I wear a helmet.
Oh, good. Not your brain I'm worried about.
Donor, vanilla latte for donor?
Oh, that's me.
Donor?
Yeah, tell people you're giving away a kidney. You get a lot of free stuff.
Thomas Middleditch plays Drew. ANNALEIGH Ashford is Gina. Good morning to you both. Thanks for being with us. Thomas, let me start with you because this is in part based on the true story of the show's creator and executive producer, Marco Panett. What did he share with you about what he went through, and how did that help you understand your character?
My big takeaway is that when you go through something like either giving or getting an organ from someone, you're basically bonded for life. His stories of him and his donor, basically now they're friends that check in every week and like talk about their day and their lives, and that's kind of sweet. So hopefully ANNALEIGH and I are lifelong friends, even though we're only pretending to share organs.
ANNALEIGH, there's quite an impressive team behind this. As we mentioned, Chuck Lorre is the executive producer. James Burrows directed. He, of course, co-created Cheers and directed Will and Grace. What's it like to have that kind of production star power behind you?
Well, it's like bowing at the feet of comedy masters. I feel like coming, every day with my Jedi, training equipment, being like, teach me all the things. Billy Gardell said this amazing thing about Chuck Lorre. He said, being on a Chuck Lorre show is like playing for the Yankees. And it certainly feels like that. It's kind of amazing. Next level dream coming true.
Well, ANNALEIGH, Chuck Lorre, you mentioned the Yankees. I mean, as skipper of the Yankees, he had a reputation for being pretty intense, but also reportedly has mellowed a bit with age. In fact, I interviewed him a while back for Sunday Morning, and he had mellowed. But what was it like to have him on set? I mean, what were notes from him like these days?
So smart, so clear, so specific. I mean, when I say he's the master, he knows what's up. He knows what works. And most of all, the thing that's really special about his shows is they're always based in something that I think real people can connect to. And this is one of those stories that we all know somebody in our life who's needed an organ. And it's like a great reminder that we should all check that box when we're getting our driver's license, right?
Yes, I'm laughing because we're showing a clip. I've watched 2 episodes, guys, so I'm in. Thomas, I just want to say this. I loved you in Silicon Valley playing Richard Hendricks, so I'm so glad to see you back on TV. But this is the thing about this thing. He's got issues. He's divorced. He's got a daughter who's disconnected. He doesn't seem to have any friends. ANNALEIGH, your character is, how shall we say, a bit of a hot mess. She's been around the block a couple of times. She says Drew was the only guy I didn't sleep with in high school, and it should stay that way. But I've heard this described as a buddy comedy, not a buddy comedy, but a survival comedy. Thomas, can you start us off with what that means?
Well, I suppose the survival comedy is... obviously it's a show that you want people to laugh to, and there's going to be some levity to it all. But in the end, we're talking about a story where someone is, fighting for their survival, fighting for their right to live, and that's basically what organ donorship is. When you get the news that you need a new kidney or whatever else that might be failing in your body, you have to figure that out. Otherwise, the consequences can be kind of severe. And I've had people even before the show was airing, I had people reaching out being like, hey, I'm so glad that there's a show about this because I'm going through it. Or even someone that I hope this doesn't sound too alienating, but someone that's on my PR team gave her kidney to her mother. Like it happens, and you meet people who are like, wow, that's so generous. And so I think that's what it means by survival comedy. So there's going to be some moments where I think the subject matter really, hits home
But
and
ANNALEIGH,
we take
would
it
you-
seriously, where there won't be jokes.
Would you give a kidney to someone? Because it got me thinking, would I give a kidney to someone I hadn't seen in 30 years? And my answer was no. It was a very short list of people. But it did make me start thinking about it, ANNALEIGH. Would you donate a kidney?
I like really truly believe that I would want to. Nobody's asked me yet, but my mom actually has had 2 cornea transplants, so she has somebody else's eyeballs. She's literally looking through other people's eyes. We tell that joke, but it's true. So it's touched my life in a really special, personal way. My mom would totally be blind without organ donation.
ANNALEIGH Ashford, Thomas Middleditch, thank you both. Best of luck.
Good luck.
Best of luck with this series. You can watch Be Positive Thursday nights at 8:30, 7:30 Central, right here on CBS.